Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're setting our sights on Vietnam. We're using the 20 best things to do in Vietnam in 2025 article from Vietnam Nomad as our launchpad. Think of this as your curated journey through the highlights.
Mhm.
It's really designed to give you a proper feel for what this incredible country offers.
Yeah,
Whether you're maybe planning a trip or perhaps just curious.
exactly. Yeah. For anyone intrigued by Vietnam, maybe you're a seasoned traveler or, someone just wanting a richer understanding, this should give a pretty well-rounded perspective. We've got a fantastic mix of experiences to explore here, everything from vibrant ancient towns to absolutely breathtaking natural landscapes, significant historical sites, and, well, you can't forget that legendary Vietnamese cuisine. Our mission really is to sort of distill the essence of these top attractions, give you an engaging glimpse into the culture, the history, the natural beauty, without getting too bogged down in endless details.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack this then. Starting with Hoi An. This ancient town in central Vietnam, it seems to get a lot of praise. The article calls it a UNESCO World Heritage Site, just brimming with beauty. What's its secret? Why does it appeal so much?
Well, what's particularly fascinating about Hoi An, I think, is how it's almost like a living museum of cultural exchange. It was a major trading port for centuries, right? So it soaked up influences from China, Japan, even Europe.
Right.
And you see this not just in the architecture where different styles are side by side, but it's a real fusion. Like you might notice how a traditional Vietnamese house design kind of subtly incorporates, say, Japanese tiled roofs or maybe French-style balconies. It creates this unique architectural language. Really tells the story of its history as a global hub.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's that seamless blend that gives Hoi An its distinctive charm, I'd say.
And it sounds like a definite must-visit for food lovers. They highlight Mekong and Kalau. For people who might not know, what makes those dishes special?
Yeah, that's a crucial point. Food is such an integral way to understand a culture. Mi Kwang is this really vibrant noodle dish. It's got a turmeric-infused broth, usually shrimp or chicken, peanuts for crunch, and those fantastic crispy rice crackers on top.
Okay.
Cao Lao is even more unique. There's this legend, that the noodles get their special texture, that slight chewiness, because they're traditionally made using water from one specific ancient well in Hoi An. Something about how it interacts with Lai.
Wow.
Yeah. And beyond the food, the article also mentions Hoi An is great for shopping. Tailored suits, unique clothes, handcrafted souvenirs.
Right, so you can take a little piece of Hoi An home with you. And the suggestion to explore by bicycle. To find hidden gems, that sounds like a much more intimate way to travel.
Absolutely. It encourages a slower pace, doesn't it?
Oh,
Lets you
huge.
really soak in the atmosphere, and you stumble upon those unexpected moments, maybe a charming little courtyard or a local artisan working away stuff you'd definitely miss if you were just rushing between landmarks.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears quite dramatically now. Let's head south to the Con Dao Islands. The article calls this a hidden paradise, which is, well, it's intriguing, especially given its history.
That contrast is really central to the Condal experience. I mean, the turquoise waters, the pristine beaches, they absolutely live up to the paradise description. It's a tranquil escape.
Yeah.
But yeah, the islands carry this incredibly heavy history. It was the site of Condau Prison, once called Hell on Earth. Countless political prisoners were held there during the French colonial times and later conflicts, too.
Right.
What's really compelling now, though, is how this history has actually transformed the islands. They've become a significant spiritual destination for many Vietnamese. People come to pay respects at the graveyards of national heroes buried there.
Ah.
So yeah, it's a place that appeals both to people seeking natural beauty and those looking for a deeper understanding of Vietnamese history of resilience.
From a hidden paradise with a heavy past to, well, an iconic natural wonder, Ha Long Bay.
Yeah.
The article really stresses that an overnight cruise is essential to truly appreciate it. Why is that so important, do you think?
Well, to really grasp the scale, and the sort of ethereal beauty of Ha Long Bay, those thousands of limestone karsts just rising out of the emerald water. An overnight cruise just offers an immersion that a day trip can't possibly match.
Okay.
Imagine seeing the sunrise painting those incredible formations gold. or the quietness of sunset reflecting on the water.
Yeah.
And beyond just the views, these cruises provide the practical stuff, comfy beds, food, but also chances to actually engage with the place, like kayaking or swimming among the cars.
I like have options.
Exactly. It's a chance to properly connect with this geological wonder, which, by the way, it owes its dramatic look to millions of years of water eroding the limestone.
Incredible. Next up, you're navigating the bustling waterways of the Mekong Delta and its floating markets. This sounds like a completely different pace of life again.
Oh, it is, completely. The Mekong Delta has this intricate network of rivers and canals, right? They're like natural highways for trade. And the floating markets are just a vibrant example of this water-based culture. The article's right, the peak activity is early morning, like 6 or 7 a.m. That's when they're most alive. Just picture it. You're eating a delicious bowl of hutu, maybe right from a little canoe.
Well, on the boat.
Yeah, while other boats packed with fruit, vegetables, all sorts of goods are navigating around you.
Yeah.
Vendors calling out what they're selling. It's a sensory overload, but in the best possible way. The sounds of the engines, the chatter, the colors, it all reflects this unique life tied to the Mekong River.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn to something more modern now. The Golden Bridge in Da Nang, this pedestrian bridge at Benau Hills. It's not just functional. It sounds like a real architectural statement piece.
Absolutely. It's perched way up high in the Benau Hills, maybe 1,400 meters above sea level.
Yeah.
So you get these breathtaking panoramic views, mountains, coastline. But yeah, it's the design itself that's so captivating. That 150-meter stretch of bright yellow walkway, and it looks like it's being held up, cradled almost, by these huge, sort of weathered, mossy stone hands.
Bends, right.
Yeah, the article mentions the metaphorical idea, like nature protecting this man-made thing, and the idea of walking through the mist early in the morning, feeling like you're above the clouds. It sounds almost otherworldly. Definitely a unique photo spot and just a place to kind of contemplate.
Okay, very cool. Now let's dive into something really fundamental to Vietnamese culture. Eating pho in Hanoi. The article suggests it's a different experience than having pho elsewhere in Vietnam. What makes the Hanoi version distinct?
That's right. I mean, pho is beloved everywhere in Vietnam, but Hanoi-style pho, it has its own maybe more refined character. The broth usually tends to be lighter, clearer, and traditionally you don't get that big plate of fresh herbs and sprouts on the side like you might elsewhere.
Oh.
Instead, the essential extras are loads of finely sliced blanched green onions, often a partly cooked egg dropped into the bowl. They call it chen trong tran. And those crispy deep-fried dough sticks, banh ke, perfect for dipping in the broth.
Sounds good.
And the article also mentions the tradition of generational pho vendors. Some still use those simple bamboo-carrying poles, often serving super early, like 4 or 5 a.m. or really late at night. Adds to the whole authentic Hanoi experience, especially if it's a bit chilly out, enjoying that hot pho.
Right. From a comforting bowl of noodles to a pretty stark reminder of a more turbulent past.
Right.
The Cu Chi tunnels.
Yeah.
Not far from Ho Chi Minh City. Over 200 kilometers of tunnels. It's hard to even get your head around that.
It really is a staggering feat of human ingenuity and resilience, too. It's described as an underground city, basically. These tunnels were a vital network for the Vietnamese resistance during the war. And they weren't just simple passageways. They had meeting rooms, makeshift emergency rooms, even kitchens, all hidden underground. Some parts go down 12 meters deep. Took over 20 years to build the whole system. Today, you can explore sections that have been expanded for tourists. It gives you a really powerful glimpse into the incredibly tough